Let's do Ray.
Thank you very much.
Are you ready, Val? Okay, we're set.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the April 28, 2025 meeting of the Commission on Disability here in Westport. My name is Brian Gallagher. I am the chairman, and several of our commissioners are participating as well. As I said, I am participating remotely, as is one of our commissioners, Ray Phoenix.
Yeah.
And everybody, and next on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of our prior meeting. I sent them around on March 31st. Did everybody have a copy of the minutes?
Yes.
Does anybody have any suggested changes that they would like to have made to the minutes?
No.
No.
Okay. Having said that, I have a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye. So all the participating commissioners have approved the minutes, so that motion is approved. The next thing on the agenda is Beach Avenue road clearance. Martin, I know that you spoke to Chris Gonzalez, the head of our road department, maybe fill us in.
Yeah, yes, Brian, thank you. This is Martin, everybody. I did talk to Chris, who said he gone down there and leveled Beach Avenue the best he can. Most of everybody here knows that it's all a gravel road, gets a lot of potholes in it, and there is 3 handicap accessible parking spots at the far end of Beach Ave. There are 2 at the front just for viewing, basically. The ones down at the end, you could actually park there and possibly get onto the beach and enjoy it. Yes, he has leveled it. I actually drove down there. I thought it was pretty good. What I'm happy to report is that the parking area is really solid. It's remained solid for the last few years that we put in the, help me, I can't remember the name, the blocks there, Brian?
The GeoGrids.
Thank you, the GeoGrids. These are a little plastic, well, they're small plastic octagonal shaped grids that are maybe about 4 feet by 4 feet, and then you can buy a whole bunch of them and make them wider. We made it wide enough so 3 cars could go on it. You fill it with gravel and it packs down, and so it makes all that really soft area there where a lot of cars were getting stuck firm. We were concerned that it might stop. Would it migrate to the top? Would it,
Yep.
We haven't had any of
Shift
that
over
problem,
time.
shift or whatever, Of course, sand comes over from the storms that blows on there, and then Chris kind of pulls the sand off of them the best he can. So anyway, that is all accessible. There were not Moby mats out yet. I don't know if Ross wants to wait until Memorial Day or what his deal is. Brian, do you know?
I have not communicated with him recently, but I think that's what they usually do is wait until Memorial Day to put out the mobility.
Yeah, it really hasn't been warm enough to go sit on the beach I mean, I know some people like to go in all kinds of crazy weather, but if you really want to enjoy yourself, it's got to warm up a bit more. So I don't know, do you want to call him, or do you want me to call him to remind him, or do you think he'll just do it?
Well, I'll send him an email.
Yeah, good idea.
One of the things that I think that he was concerned about is because of the storm activity that we've
Yes.
experienced, there's not the same amount of beach to put the mats on as there have been in the past.
True.
I did tell him that we have purchased additional mats so that they can be extended all the way down to the road.
Yeah,
Because for someone like me in a wheelchair, trying to get up that 3 or 4 inch incline
yes,
would be very, very hard. And even going backwards up it would be almost impossible.
I agree.
So I will,
I think he had a concern in the past, didn't he? That he thought that if you put it on the road, there's like bedrock there or something, it'd be hard to put a stake in or whatever, but if you can get him just to bring it a couple more inches, as close as he possibly can to the road, we really need that.
okay, so I will remind him of that when I either speak to him or email him when I inquire about when the mats are going to be put down. And Martin, you still have the new mats that we purchased in your garage?
I certainly do. Oh, here comes the washing machine.
That is my wife's, my grandfather clock.
That thing is loud.
Well, in particular, since I am sitting right next to her.
Oh, okay, well.
Wow.
You hear that, Ray?
Yeah.
Brian, do you need to go for a minute? Or are you all set?
No.
Okay, okay.
The clock has stopped ringing for the next 15 minutes.
Okay, to answer your question, yes, I have 2 rolls of 50 feet of Moby mat. The commissioner should know that in case anybody ever asks you, do you have extra Moby mat that we can use at our function, our festival, et cetera? As the Watershed Alliance did ask before we even bought it, they have the River Day, and they wanted to put some mats across a certain area, and we didn't have any available, so that's why we purchased. So anyway, yeah, they're there, Brian, and they're ready to go when people are ready to use them.
Did you notify Deb Weaver that we have the?
I did not, I did not, and you'd think I would have, because I talked to her about the litter cleanup thing, but I had forgotten. I will tell her next time I see her.
Great, that would be terrific. The next thing that I have on the agenda is the North Beach, also known as Baby Beach,
Yeah,
and the wheelchair accessible table. And Martin had a conversation with Sean Leach, the head of the beach committee. So Martin, why don't you tell us about that conversation?
yeah, I told Sean, because it's about the 5th time I've been asking him, and I blamed it on Brian. I said, Brian keeps asking for the table, and we would all like to see the table there, but he insists that it's been ordered, it should be coming in this year. Oh, there's Sue. Sue Sherman just walked in, so
Great.
we're fortunate to have 5 of us here now. Anyway, Sue, we're talking about Baby Beach and the status of the picnic table, the accessible picnic table. I talked to Sean, who keeps telling me that it's ordered and it's coming. So they're very well aware of it, Brian. I don't know what to tell you about when. There was no date, but every time I talk to Sean, I remind him about it. Like even at the litter cleanup, he came up and I said, don't forget the table. So I think he knows about it.
Yeah, it would be nice to have it in place.
Well, I'll tell you something. I went by there as well, and it's unfortunate because one of the tables that are there are 3 of them, and one of them that's there is tilted. I don't know if some sand has washed away underneath it. I really didn't go up real close, but because the gates were closed. But you can see it's not level, so he's got to fix that, and we got to put Moby mats there as well. Well, not we, but the highway department does.
I know in the past we had a problem with water runoff creating a gully heading down to the beach. Is
Yeah.
that still a problem?
Well, it is, but Chris is very well aware of it and was thinking of a couple of different ideas, stone and so forth, so.
Oh, thank you.
But right now, it's not, as far as I could see from the street, it doesn't look like there's a gully there, but if there is, he'll fill it in and take care of it. He's aware of it.
Okay. We don't want to be still a problem come the opening of the season.
No, I agree. I'll make sure I touch base with him again, okay?
Great, that would be wonderful. Um, I also have on the agenda the annex playground and the vision board, and I know that some of you were there today for the photo opportunity. I unfortunately could not make it, but whoever was there, why don't you tell us about how the photo opportunity went, how the vision board looks?
Do you want to say something?
Sure. It's me, Brian. It's Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hello, sir. So I was on time early, as a matter of fact. Martin said, oh, we have to go to the annex instead. I was sitting here waiting at the regular town hall. But anyway, it was remarkable. I thought that the actual visionary board was amazing. The colors, they popped. It's really everything that Martin said it was going to do. I find that the kids and the families are going to be so accepted, with regards to the information that's shared and allows the children to participate with whatever challenges that they have. And I did get my picture taken with Martin, and I got to meet Dana as well. And we got to meet some of the kids and the parents that were actually enjoying this beautiful day and enjoying the park as well. So all the way around, I think that the commission should be very proud of what you did. I wasn't a part of that process, but I want to just say that, the commission had the best interest of the town and the children. And from an outsider looking at it for the very first time, I just thought it was an unbelievable undertaking, and it really supports what we do as a commission.
Great. And Martin, did you remember to smile as I encourage you to?
Yeah, yes, I did, Brian. I think it's going to be a good picture. There was several of them, so it'll be fine.
Okay, and was it just the two of you from our commission?
Yes, yep.
Well, that's great.
So there was three of us, with Dana there, obviously. So we took a picture in front of the sign that says Annex Playground. It's beautiful. I didn't realize it was brand new. I mean, it looks brand new, right?
Yeah,
So as soon
yeah.
as your sign put it
Brand
up
new.
there, it looks great. And then we went around to the board, and the board looks nice. Dana was telling me about the different decisions they were making on where to place it. They're trying to find a place that's close enough, but not too close and not too far away, et cetera. But it's fine. I think it's great. We're right where it is. So nice and low, so the small kids can see it, while they're standing up, and
Yeah,
so it's great.
great, wonderful.
Sue, did you get to see it? Just a minute, Brian. Did you get to see it?
I saw it, it looks great.
Are you happy with it?
Yeah, loved it.
Because I know
think
we
it
talked
made-
about changing some things, and that never really worked out, so
I
whatever,
think
that'll be
the
fine.
things that are on it are perfect.
Okay.
What the kids need to communicate their needs, hungry, tired, sad.
Yeah, right. I thought the
Angry,
basics.
those are
Yeah.
the things that we want.
And if we hear from any parents, if anybody says, we really could use this, the next board for the playground, we'll switch it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any word about when the bicentennial playground is going to be?
Dana said they're working on it. Right now, there's been a lot of road work over there, right? Is it still filled up, Sue, with,
So the road work, I kind of drive that way fairly often.
I don't,
It seems
so-
that the road work is finally completed.
Oh.
However, there's still a lot of gravel and piping and things that still need to be cleaned up.
it's on
in that-
on the playground?
Well, that's just all on Gifford Road.
Oh,
So they're starting to clean
Yeah,
that up.
okay.
And then I think the Bicentennial Park was a storage spot for
I get the
prepping all
impression,
of this. So it looks like it's got a ways to go. But
Yeah.
hopefully it'll be open this summer.
yeah. I know Dana wants to get started as soon as possible, she said, so she was a little concerned with all that stuff being there, but once it's out of there, I think it's going to be full speed ahead. I'm pretty sure they got the funding already, most of it, right?
I believe she got all of the
All the funding
funding
for the
is
second
ready.
playground
Yep,
as
for the
well.
second playground.
Amazing.
She just needs to get, they just needs to get going. And it takes time. I'm putting in a playground at my office now.
Oh.
And the time frame is
Yeah.
hard.
It drags.
Things have to be, the lot has to be set, and then they have to be able to go down X amount of feet to pour footings and get all these pieces to be cemented in, and then it's backfilling, then it's the nub rubber piece, and
That's
then
right.
nobody can touch it for 5 days.
Right, well, it
Like, you
sets.
can't walk on it, you
Wow.
can't, an animal can't walk on it, because once you do,
Yeah,
they have to start from scratch.
yeah,
At $30 a square foot.
really?
Yeah.
Great.
She did say that they're gonna go probably with the same company, you know,
Yeah.
they already looked into different companies, but they got a nice relationship with the company that did that one, so, they're probably gonna work with them.
Looks great.
Yeah, it looks, I love it. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I was just telling her how beautiful the grass is. The grass is so green there. I said, is this sod? She said, no, it was grass seed. I'm like, oh my God, I can't get grass seed like, like that at my house. But it looks great, and kudos to everybody who worked on that. It's a great achievement. Okay, Brian.
Okay. The next item is the Open Space Committee. Lisa, do you have any more updates about that?
Actually, I put a call out, I haven't gotten a call back from that particular group, but I am going to follow up. I know that they were working on quite a few things, and I know from what I understand that they actually swore in some additional members. So I have another call out to Mr. Capone so that I can revisit with regards to his request of having someone from our commission participate. And so what I thought is I was just going to give him a few weeks to kind of get his bearings. And I know that there is new protocol that's coming down to let them familiarize themselves with it. And then myself and my colleague here will revisit and get back to you with a more updated response.
So you and Steve are both going to do it?
I think what we're going to do is we want to be able to have the best person, and we agree that whichever one it fits best, you know, we would let the other person, you know, run with it. So we're both confident that we can help in some manner, whether they want one or more person. If Steve can't make it, I can go in his place, and we don't know if that's an option, and vice versa. So we really want to be able to know, like, how do we participate in these meetings? Because we don't actually know if it's a physical participation or if it's actually by computer or Zoom. Those questions haven't been answered yet. So we're still waiting to see how that would fit with our commitments and our time schedules.
Okay.
But the answer is yes, either one of us are willing to do it, or both of us are willing to do it, but we just feel it's important to have a representative there. We just are waiting for, you know, what do they want to accomplish, and what's the time frame and the days that they meet and all of that. Those questions, the general questions, weren't answered. I don't think they really had their information moving forward from what we could tell.
At that point.
Brian, I spoke with Sean Leach, who's on the Open Space Committee, and I mentioned this to Lisa. I don't know if I mentioned it to you, Steve, but he was talking about the fact that it's going to be probably an as-needed committee, you know, it won't be a monthly meeting, but they'll call together everybody when they need to, when this open space comes available, or whatever they got to discuss. So, but Sean thought it was very important that they have feedback from the Disability Commission.
Wonderful. And we're prepared to do that for
Good.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And before I forget, I don't know if everybody on the commission gets the shorelines, but in one of the recent editions, there was an opinion piece from our own Lisa Costa about her stroke and her recovery, the doctor she's had, the therapist she's had, and then her Stroke Buddies organization.
Yeah, good piece. It was
It
done
was
well.
nice, very well
nice.
written
Lot
and
of,
well represented, yep.
yeah, well, exactly.
Thank
Well represented.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Brian. You know, even though it's a personal story, there really was a lot of people that helped in my recovery, that left a long-lasting imprint, including South Coast Hospitals Group, along with the commission here, and the Westport Council on Aging. And our event is really to elevate not only the medical professionals that obviously saved my life, but also the community, how they've come out in support of the event, as well as the Council on Aging, and of course, our commission as well. Because you know, it's very, groups such as myself are needed. and to give a platform, and then to have the community support, the commission support, and everyone in town. My phone hasn't stopped ringing, and I just really feel that with this platform that we can really do an outreach and help our other neighbors, obviously, that live here in Westport, and help the commission in any way that I can.
I'd like to mention also that Lisa invited me to one of the Stroke Buddies meetings last month that was held at a conference room at the Spine and Brain Center there. And it was a great meeting because there was at least, 25 people there?
We had 35.
There you go, 35 showed up, it was amazing.
Great.
That was when you had your office, we bumped.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you know, there was a doctor there who
Dr. Sacchetti.
who took questions, and
Good guy.
And Lisa was kind enough to allow me to speak and represent the Commission on Disability, what we do, as well as the Spinal Cord Society that I raise money for on occasion. So it's a great group. It's well needed and well run, because it also had lunch.
Yes. we
It was a
provided.
fantastic lunch.
Yeah, you missed lunch, Brian, but Susan, I have to, right, Susan? I have to commend Susan's, who she works for, obviously, but
Every 15 minutes.
the hospital itself and the medical professionals that I credit to saving my life, especially Dr. Pinn, who is my vascular surgeon. You know, all of the departments, including their senior leadership team, which consists of Dr. Hackner and David McGreedy, along with Steve Canessa, who's a vice president in charge of external affairs, has really given such tremendous support here with, you know, here I am, just one person here in Westport, but the overwhelming response from an institution such as that, and Susan's area also dedicate their lives to people that sometimes they don't see the end result, you know,
right.
3.5, 4 years later, or several years later. And this is kind of actually a way to salute them in a more public way, but also embracing the first responders, you know, across the state, as well as, you know, the Bristol County area, fire and police that sometimes go unnoticed. And I just really want to thank, you know, the community and also the first responders that save our lives, and sometimes we don't even know who they are, and they never see the patients
true.
afterwards. So I really think it gives people a voice, because it is run by people that have these catastrophic challenges and a life-altering experience in their life. We're learning to embrace our new normal. That's actually our mission statement, because whatever that might be, Susan can attest to, if she's dealing with a stroke patient, we can have the same exact diagnosis, but we can be on both different ends of the spectrum. And someone like Martin, too, who has a spinal cord injury. So the Stroke Buddies is, you know, obviously as a result of me having a stroke, but the friends part is actually anyone else that might have a life-altering challenge that is more than welcome to participate, you know, with us, you know, in that quest for coping skills and socialization and, you know, having confidence, because we lose all of that, as you know, Brian, firsthand, as a result of a life-altering experience. Sometimes you struggle with those trying to get back on your feet.
I will say, Brian, that I think this is a very much needed organization. I think the hospital was waiting for somebody to come to, don't you agree to say?
Yeah, so, you know, I've been with South Coast since 2011 now, and we've seen small fits and starts.
Oh, yeah.
You know, of Parkinson's group started, and then they kind of fell off, and then a spinal cord injury group started, and then they fell off, and so it's really exciting for us to see to Stroke Buddies to come along, because it's much needed, and we're always happy to help, but it makes a huge difference when it comes from the individuals themselves that are living the
Agreed.
day-to-day.
Yeah, that's good. Good point.
You know, I can give you knowledge and strategies and resources and support, but I don't live it every day.
Right.
And you will give someone a much better idea of how to navigate the new norm. You know, and we use that all the time. Embrace the new norm because it's going to change tomorrow.
Exactly.
The new norm's going to change tomorrow, for better, for worse, we're not sure. But the new norm never stays
The same.
the same for
Does
very
not.
long.
And
And that's okay.
Yeah, and Susan, you're absolutely right, because Dr. Sacchetti and actually your senior leadership said that they have been trying to start a support group, and they never really had any traction.
Yeah.
And for a patient, like, they were so happy that, you know, obviously I was a patient of South Coast.
Right, that helps.
But that does help. But not only that, but we have to be mindful. We'd love to know that there's other South Coast Hospitals group out there in other states, and there might not be a South Coast hospital, but there are other hospitals in the communities that 5 hospitals have already contacted me, 3 in Boston, 1 in
Wow.
Rhode Island, 1 in Connecticut, and 1 in New York, that want to start Stroke Buddies.
That's
And
great.
They're going on the list, so God willing, you know, I'll be able to help them. We are going to be
great.
doing a toolbox, if you will,
Great.
so that they can actually mimic what we're doing, kind of like a franchise, if
Mm-hmm.
you will. But the amazing point is that I started this by myself, basically, and then it just started to gravitate. I think when I came to you guys, I think originally when I wanted to be a part of the commission, I think we had 20 people. Now we have 167
That is
people.
amazing.
Outstanding. Even if 10% are active.
Yeah, good point.
That's
That's
great.
right.
Yeah, so we have 35 active, whoever the 35 happen to be on a monthly basis. And then, of course, when we have an extravaganza like this, I mean, the numbers are incredible. I mean, we have med flight coming in,
Great.
which is unusual. You usually don't have a med
Where
flight.
are they
charter.
gonna land? Right in the front
Gonna-
lawn?
They're gonna be actually landing
probably
right
in
in
the
front
field
of the
hockey.
new high school. That's their
At
emergency.
the new high
At
school?
the new high school.
Is that where it's going to be?
Yes, it's gonna be
Oh, I
at the
think
new
it's-
high
Oh,
school.
he told us he's done.
Yeah,
I'm glad I don't
so-
show up to the wrong place. Yeah.
Won't be anybody there.
I'm going to be representing South Coast for the outpatient rehab section.
Oh, good.
So we have people
Wonderful.
coming in for inpatient, we have people coming in for
Perfect.
acute rehab, and then I'll be representing
Oh, good, so
outpatient.
I can talk to you because you have main stage time, so you'll be able to get on stage with us. All of my vascular surgeon is coming, Dr. Sacchetti, even Dr. Stone, who is my
Neurologist.
neurology.
Oh, good.
I have neurology coming, the brain center, Mr. Flanagan. You know, a lot of the people that I've been through the course of the 3.5 years, as you once said, Martin, that, you know, I'm a newbie, right? Because I only have 3.5 years as
Well,
far
you're
as the
getting there now.
disability
You're getting to
goes,
be a
so, yeah.
veteran.
I'm not a veteran yet.
No,
But-
you got a lot of experience.
But I think what's important is that we get to see, like, people like Susan, you know, in the community, not in her.
Yes.
Not in her hospital uniform, if you will. And we get to see that she is a mom, and she is a grandmother, and she is part of the community. Are you a grandmother?
Not yet.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
my
Actually,
God.
my grandmother did a lot of four-legged
Oh, okay.
fluffy things.
So she's a
No
fur
children,
baby's
yeah,
mom and
Yeah,
granny.
yeah.
But I have four children, so.
Right, but people don't get to see that part
Right,
of you,
right, absolutely.
So this is a way where patients can actually see, you know, the community side of the individuals that we've become so close to over the years, whether it be a teacher or during rehab and all of that. They become almost like a part of your extended family.
Absolutely.
I mean, I still go to the brain center every week, and here I'm going to be coming up in September, my 4-year anniversary.
Wow.
Still trying to tackle my new normal, right? So I just think overall, it's a wonderful experience. We are highlighting the town of Westport, which has become amazing. I just got a letter here, which we're going to be privileged to read, from the governor herself. She's actually sending out a letter on behalf of from her office to represent, you know, within the state, mentioning Stroke Buddies and the town of Westport and everything that we're doing here, which I feel is just remarkable. And so, you know, with the help and guidance from the commission and everyone that we touch, I really just hope that everyone will walk away with the experience that, you know, we have so much to be thankful for, not only to have South Coast Hospital, you know, located in 3 different locations, handling our region, but that they're there day and night to save someone's life.
Great idea. So listen, this is 9 to 5, correct?
From 9 to 4.
Oh, sorry.
For, as far as the educational portion of it, we will be open, obviously, till 5, but, you know, that last hour is more towards breakdown.
Yes.
My suggestion to everyone, MedFlight is actually coming in at 10 a.m. They will tell me exactly when they're going to fly. They're going to land at 10 o'clock. That's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes if people want to actually see that. They will close down the road for that landing. And then it will be with us for about 2 hours, and then obviously they'll make their, I don't want to say great escape, but they will be then, piloting up, to leave our area. But it's just such a privilege to have MedFlight come in.
That'd be nice. Yeah,
It's
this would be very impressive.
unusual.
Yeah.
It's very unusual that MedFlight comes into
Something like this?
something
Yeah,
like
they don't do
this.
this, it's a
We
lot.
have a personal mentor who actually started MedFlight Boston, who's a dear friend of our family's. His name is
Oh.
Dr. Hirsch. He was, back in the day, I guess, in the armed services, and I always want to say, I relate to MASH. You know,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they used to have the helicopters coming
Take
in.
off, sure.
It was his vision to start a group such as that, and he was a trustee. My father-in-law, believe it or not, was his last trauma patient before he passed, and he passed unexpectedly. But we're saluting him because he was remarkable and left an imprint on my life personally when my father-in-law did have to succumb to his traumatic injury. But it just showed the compassion that he had. And so when we're honoring our first responders, I really wanted Boston MedFlight to be a part of our group, and they agreed, and that's why they're coming.
Now, as far as the Commission on Disability, Steve and I will be representing it at
Yes.
a table. I was going to do 9 to
Yes.
1. Can you do 1 to 4 or 12 to
Yeah.
4?
I mean, I'm probably gonna be there for MedFlight too, so I'll.
Oh, you'll be there for the whole time,
day,
okay.
yeah.
The thing is, I'm going to get there a little late. I'll probably get there about 9:15. It's the electronic recycling day. I want to get that real quick.
Yeah, so what I
A lot of
did-
things going on that day.
So what I did with Brian, and Brian gave the, well, actually, you got to see the banner. I did a complimentary banner for the commission.
Oh, wow.
And I'll show it to you on my phone,
Great.
Susan. But it came out beautiful. Brian actually picked the final color. We had a light blue and a dark blue. He approved everything with our town seal. And then, of course, we do have other banners, which is obviously our commission. It's going to be the Friends of the Westport Council on Aging, along with the Westport Council on Aging, and then, of course, Stroke Buddies. So we want to strategically place those throughout the event. In addition to, obviously, South Coast Hospitals Group is sending their banners and flyers and all of that as well. So we definitely want to have a presence with our different organizations that have supported us, so I did that complimentary. I did email Brian, this is actually for, if you read that just, I sent that to Brian as well.
Okay.
That reflects anyone who would like to sponsor. But we did above and beyond for our first sponsors that are coming to the table. We're giving them a lot more because we're newly starting this. So a lot, doing the complimentary banner, we're not asking for you to pay for your banners or any of the other groups that came on board. I designed it for you. I hope you guys all like it. But we're doing a lot of all the marketing things, so we're kind of giving it a fresh look with our commission, and then also getting the word out about what we do. And I feel that our event would allow you to kind of like elevate exactly what the commission does moving forward.
And Lisa, tell us again the actual date of your Stroke Buddies.
So the date is actually going to be May 3rd, which is right around the corner. My anxiety level is like through the roof right now.
This is
But
Saturday,
yes, it's
is it
going
not?
to be
Saturday.
Saturday. They say we might have a sprinkle, but it
I heard about
starts
that.
at 9
It'll be fine.
o'clock,
It'll
and
be
it's
fine.
going to go from 9 to 4. Our opening ceremony is going to start at 9 o'clock, and then, of course, we have MedFlight that's coming in at 10. And then we have Touch a Truck, which is going to involve a lot of police and fire apparatus, along with area towns, cities and towns that are also bringing in pieces of equipment. We also have state police presence, with their different departments. I know they talked about their drone team, and, they have some pretty amazing things that are coming in. We do have our canine division, I guess, from Westport that's coming
good.
in. So we have a variety of different things that are going to be displayed for the Touch-A-Truck, and kids truly gravitate to that. In addition to that, I'd like to highlight that the New Bedford Vocational High School from New Bedford made heart-shaped cupcakes and heart-shaped cookies with the heartbeat on them.
Nice.
For all the kids, which I thought was an
That's
amazing
great.
gift. So thank you to the Culinary Arts Division over at Voc Tech for New Bedford. Everyone is being mentioned on our program, which you guys will all get copies of prior to us on distributing them on Saturday. And then, of course, if you want any type of additional information, we have Stroke Buddies and Friends email available to everyone. And then, obviously, if you need to get in touch with me, you can call the COA and just ask for my cell phone, and I'm sure they'll give it to you.
Were you able to copy, excuse me, Sue, the flyer that Dana helped us make for the Commission on Disability? I sent you a copy of that because you said you.
Yes.
Can you copy
I
100
can.
of those so I can pass these out?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yep,
sorry.
Yep, we actually just getting the colors right on that.
Okay.
So and then, of course, we can distribute anything, like,
I just wanted something to hand out.
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
so my head's kind of,
Yeah.
clicking over here. And I'm wondering, for display, for lack of a better word.
Sure.
While we're there, maybe we bring a Moby mat or pictures of the Nubble with the Moby mat set up. We have some of those pictures that we can put on and I can help whoever to make a poster board kind of thing for us to display. Pictures of what we've done at
Yes.
Baby Beach, maybe pictures of what we've done at the Nubble, or grab a Moby mat, a section of the Moby mat from Chris. Maybe, the floatable wheelchair
Yeah, that'd
that
be
we
nice to
have,
pull that
bring
out.
that out from the
Absolutely.
fire
For people to
department.
see it.
So, and just kind of have those things there. We've got the temporary ramps. Bring a section of the temporary ramp, just so that people can see that we have availability
I agree with you.
for them. Maybe we can.
That's a great idea.
And I'll be happy to work with, whoever wants to work. You've got your hands full, but the three of us could probably figure something out.
Chris, I guess, with the highway
Mm-hmm.
department, he's involved with the Touch-A-Truck, and he's also been very supportive in helping us get whatever we need from point A to point B. So you might
So
wanna-
maybe we can talk to Chris and
I don't have the
see.
pictures. Do you have pictures or are we
I
going to
don't,
find
but
them
I'm sure we can
online?
try to find some online.
Okay.
Sure.
So I'll look online and see what I can find
All
for
right.
pictures and see if we can get them. I can get some easels that we can have, put them on poster board and have some easels that we can bring to have. Will be set up inside or outside?
It's going to be your call. Obviously, outside, if it's a beautiful day, you
Mm-hmm.
might want to be outside. I think we have to worry about the wind,
Do you have tables? Or you want us to bring tables?
We have tables available.
Do you need a pop-up tent?
That'd be great. We do have a couple,
those,
but,
yeah.
if someone's going to sit outside and it's beautiful
Yeah,
weather.
we can put up a pop-up
Yeah.
tent for
Yeah.
I think
for
they
you
said we
guys
might
to
have a
one.
couple of showers in the morning around 6 AM, and then I think relatively it's going to be in the high 60s, from what I understand, looking at the weather
Yeah.
at this point.
You're
And
right.
partly sunny, so if it's a day like this, I'd be grateful. But with regards to that, that's incredible, Susan. I would welcome that
Yeah,
opportunity.
that'd be great. So, because I was concerned that we're going to have this table there with nothing.
Yeah,
hand
we
out,
want to be able to
show,
put
you know
something
what
up,
I'm
right?
saying?
So if
Yeah.
we get some pop-ups, I have a pop-up tent.
All right.
If you can have, you and Jim throw a table in?
I don't have a truck.
Oh, what happened to your truck?
I can get you
Somebody
a
hit it.
table.
Well, it was parked in
I
Stop
can
and
get
Shop.
you-
I can't.
I can get
Anyway,
you a
sorry,
table.
I don't
Okay,
have.
only
all right,
thing
I
that
can get a table.
We have
Are
an extra table there. We
you
have
sure? Because I have a fold-up that I can put in my car.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
I would just make sure that you bring like a white tablecloth with it.
Yeah,
Because
yep,
everyone's doing white and red.
okay,
Okay, so that'd be great.
sound good. We can do
Are
that.
you going to bring the banner that day or should I pick it up from you?
I'm picking up all the banners
Okay, you'll take
tomorrow.
care of all that. All right.
Nope, I can
No.
call
Oh,
you.
Okay.
But I'm.
That way you don't have to go
How
chasing
big
after
are
me
the
that day.
banners? Are the
They're
banners going to be somewhere, or are we going to put the banner on our table?
No, the banner is actually going to go in the main auditorium.
Okay.
Because everyone, including the media, is going to be there, and I want to make sure that they get
Perfect,
everything
okay.
that we need.
Yeah, but
So we're
I
highlighting.
thought it was going in front of our table because how are people going to know who we are?
Well, we're going to make a post.
4 by
All right.
6. The banner banner is big, so it's not something that's gonna go in front of the
Oh,
table.
okay. I
Right.
thought it was a table banner.
No, it's 4 by
skirt,
6.
you know?
It's a banner so that when well, and keep in mind too, we have a retractable banner, and as a gift to our commission, I actually put our logo on that retractable. And I'll send that picture to you, Brian, if I haven't done it already, where you can actually see the Disability Commission's logo. Well, it's the town logo, obviously, but it does say our commission. It spells out our commission as a gift to the commission.
Thank you for doing that, Lisa.
Yeah.
I still feel strongly that we need not for this particular event, but in the future, we need a table skirt that has the name of just the same thing you did for the banner.
Yes.
It's small, so that we can grab, like you just said, grab a white,
Yeah.
right, it's already incorporated into the cover.
Yeah, we have those. You can take a look at the ones that I had made. They're 6 foot. They're 6 foot.
Yeah, 6 foot wide,
Yeah,
right?
they fit a 6-foot table.
Yes.
And you can see them, and I know they cost about $175. They're not cheap, but they're well worth it, because when
Oh,
you do
yeah.
go into like a health fair or something like
Yeah,
that, you know.
we look
they're-
much more professional.
Yeah, they are much more professional.
Okay.
However, we're working on that now. I think I mentioned that to you, Brian, that I'm working on a lot of the media and updating the brochures and all of that. I was at a meeting, and
Here's our old brochure.
Mr. Hartnett actually asked me to come by. He has a closet apparently with old information about the commission, and he wanted me to come and look at what is actually there. So I reached out to Martin. Martin
with you.
said that he would be more than happy for me to come over there, to go over to the closet and see exactly what we have, and then determine what we would like to keep, what we would like to disregard.
Does anybody else want to come, Sue or Steve, want to come with us? Because, or do you trust that we can
I trust
make
you.
that decision? Huh?
I trust you.
Okay.
I mean, if you need
I don't wanna leave
somebody
you out. I
else
just
to
don't know how you
come,
felt.
I'll be happy to come, but if you,
And I think if we have a
I
question with
appreciate that.
something, we can always bring samples
Yeah,
to
we
the
should do
next
that.
meeting, and then just
Yeah.
have you take a look at it.
Yeah, I agree.
And this way.
I trust you guys
It's probably-
completely,
Yeah, I
but
do
if
too.
not, but if you need another person, I can, wiggle around my schedule.
No, well, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure you,
So I just wanted
Had the
to keep
option.
you in the loop with that. I do have one in front of me now, so that's definitely something that, obviously we need to look at.
well, it's really outdated.
Yeah,
I mean, there's people's names on there from way back
Absolutely.
when
Yeah.
Elaine Osteroff was on, and
right, so I think.
Oh, my gosh, the two babies here, this picture of these two babies are now in their 20s.
no kidding, see?
Right, right.
Yeah.
So I think
Kim's
looking
daughter.
at all of
Who's
what
it?
we have in
Kim's
that
daughter
closet would be
and,
helpful,
Lily Pelletier.
Brian. And then decide from there what we choose to update and then modernize, if you will, and then, use that as a marketing resource moving forward.
Yeah, these are,
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Lisa, did you contact the Shorelines about your event so that maybe you get a photographer there to take pictures and get an article in the paper?
Yeah, so actually, I think I sent you my story from South Coast Hospitals Group. Did you read that story, Brian?
Well, I read the one in Shorelines.
Okay, I'm going to send you the one that South Coast Hospitals published. I actually wrote the story. And then basically, I had their photographer. And so we have the same photographer coming the day of the event to take professional photographs. That was given to me by the hospital. So she will be there to collectively get whatever photos that we need. So moving forward, we're going to be doing collages, obviously, when I'm doing speaking engagements or going to another hospital to highlight what we've done in the past. But we're also looking for those types of marketing materials moving forward to elevate exactly how successful the event was, so that we would be able to then replicate it in different parts of the state, including other states that choose to use our template, if you will.
Yeah, I am looking at the weather for Saturday, and of course, it's still days away,
Right.
but you might want to bring your rain jackets and some umbrellas, because the current weather is saying there's going to be rain from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
If that's the case, can we go indoors?
Yeah,
You
we
allowed to go?
definitely have the
Okay.
capacity to go indoors. When I talked to MedFlight, they said that it was only going to be showers, light showers.
Yeah.
So they're watching, thank you, Brian, they're going to be watching, obviously, the weather and the wind, from what I understand. And they call me every day, so I really, I'm just praying. Everyone say your novenas, your prayers, whoever, that we have a pleasant day, and let's get the showers, out before our event, and hopefully we won't have to worry about that.
I wanted to ask you about the donation. Can you explain that and what's going on with that?
Yeah, so the donation, I actually sent Brian, what we sent to it's not a donation, it's a sponsorship.
Okay.
Because we're not able to actively get donations. That's actually what the Friends is for.
So technically
Yeah,
sponsorship, I
technically.
understand.
So we're asking for sponsorships. With those sponsorships is actually towards the education. So we do have a two-part mission, if you will. Most of the monies that are sponsorships is really for the educational part about what Stroke Buddies is all about. We're now developing a workbook, and we're developing other activities that are going to be planned, based on education and building that confidence with people that obviously walk in our shoes. People with disabilities, we're constantly fighting against visible versus invisible. We have now support material that will be published through through my advisory group, which consists of all of the doctors with South Coast Hospitals Group. But we need certain sanctions that have to take place for it to be certified and accepted on whatever they have to go through when you're distributing medical content. Although it's not considered like a treatment with medical content, it's more of the socialization and the confidence that you lose when you have a challenge in your life. And so those funds that when we ask for a sponsorship is strictly towards education, and then also different events that we have that support education, based on.
So I want to be clear, so if we're to do a sponsorship, the Commission on Disability logo will be on all these materials, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so if you look at when I sent the sponsor letter, I know you have the physical letter in front of you. There are different elevations that you get more when you donate more. So obviously, I have given the top tier, even though you're not doing the top tier, to the lesser amounts, where you are on I have copies for you, sweetheart.
Oh.
I have additional copies for everybody.
So what is,
You're getting additional perks, if you
Okay.
will. Not giving the top tier amount, you're giving the lowest tier amount.
Right.
Getting all of the
Getting all
other
that.
perks.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and what does that do for you as far as visibility? The visibility allows you to travel with me wherever I'm going with Stroke Buddies on any event, any presentation, any hospital throughout the Commonwealth, in addition to other states that I've been asked to come and do a presentation for the year. So when you take into consideration, people sometimes pay for something that's going to go in, we'll say for advertising, and it's just for that one thing. I mean, right now I have 11 different commitments that when we take that retractable, which I'll show you, the retractable sponsorship, the commission is already there because I'm a part of the commission. And I feel that, it's important to have where I serve in the best interest of people in Westport be recognized outside of our community, right? And that's where we're being invited to. So even though we have a letter that was given to me by the Council on Aging that legitimizes exactly what we're doing, because although I'm Stroke Buddies and Friends, the home to Stroke Buddies and Friends is the Council on Aging, okay? So they're the financial.
You're underneath them,
They're the financial institution.
under their wing, so to speak?
Correct.
Okay.
What Stroke Buddies has is a line item where we can utilize funds, if you will, grants, because we received a grant for this particular event through South Coast. So the thing being is that when we do receive monies, you know, it's tracked properly to make sure that it's being used for the intention. It's not used for anything other than, you know, different events based on education and outreach to the community.
And I'm under the impression, obviously, you're a member of the Commission on Disabilities, so you're going to be a spokesperson for us. You know, when you talk,
Absolutely.
I've been with you at the
I mentioned
Stroke
the
Buddies, and you mention
commission.
it all the time.
All the time.
So I think you're a
All the
wonderful,
time. And I have to honestly say, I just received, just before our meeting today, I just received a letter that the governor of Massachusetts is actually sending out. I don't know if you actually want me to read it, but, I mean, it's her support, along with the lieutenant governor, proudly support Stroke Buddies and Friends and the town of Westport for everything that we're doing. And to reach her desk and to have something come with her letterhead that actually shows that
Legitimized,
that they're both sending me this letter, it was just really something that I just didn't anticipate. And I really just literally got this
Congratulations.
around 3 o'clock. So
Good.
the word is getting out, it's all over Boston, but I really just want to show that all of the efforts that we're doing is not only for our commission, because that's who we represent, right, the people with disabilities, but in the same token, the Council on Aging and Stroke Buddies and South Coast Hospitals Group and all of our first responders, we're a team.
right.
And I think
right,
that's what we
right.
really need to really focus on, that it happens with team efforts.
All right, so Brian, I'd like to make some discussion about giving a donation sponsorship, but I think Lisa should probably step out, no?
Yeah, well, she needs to abstain from the vote, yeah.
Yes. Well, she can stay at the table?
I believe she can stay at the table but not participate in the discussion. Is that correct, Ryan?
Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. If she wants to sit and listen to us, or she can just step out, but she can't participate.
Okay. So my feeling here is that, you know, Lisa's a wonderful spokesperson for us. We have given money to other organizations and sometimes much more. And I would like to make the suggestion that we donate $2,000 toward the sponsorship for the year, right? It's for 1 year. And of course, we can see how things work out and decide if we want to do it again. And I open it up for discussion.
I'm comfortable with a bronze level sponsorship. I think Stroke Buddies is a wonderful, much needed group in this community or in any community. I do not caution us, but I do want us to take a moment to make sure that we are two separate organizations, because I think we need to not limit ourselves as a Commission on Disabilities to only be stroke. We should be, as we have, you know, we've supported autism, we've supported spinal cord injury, we've supported everybody. So I think being a Brown sponsorship is great. I just make sure that we are two separate and distinct organizations. Is my only concern.
And for my input, I agree with the Brown sponsorship.
Now, don't forget the bronze sponsorship. Lisa just said we'll get everything else that like in the platinum sponsorship. So we're gonna get more than what's there, and I think that's kind and well worth it. Brian, what's your feeling on this?
Well, first I have to contact the town treasurer to make sure we have the funds, because we've already committed $5,000 to the Exbridge Landing. And last time I checked, we had $9,000 in there, but we spent money on vision board. So I just want to confirm the amount of money we have,
Right.
and that I will report back to everybody, let you know whether or not we have the funds.
Yeah, the vision board, I think, was 4+.
No.
No?
What do you mean 4 plus?
4 grand?
1,400.
That's all?
That's all.
Oh, the vision
Brian, I
board's
thought
only
Brian showed us
1,400.
a while back, we had like $22,000 in that account. I can't imagine we spent 10 grand
Well, we
already.
bought more Moby mats.
We did. Those were
Then we
couple
bought
thousand.
the What more bats? Did we buy the new picnic table?
No,
We didn't pay for that?
no, that's coming.
And then
Beach
we
committee.
gave 5 to Dana.
That was last year. She said she doesn't need it right now, she doesn't think, but.
And then we
it's possible
also
that she could
talked-
Come to us and ask for it again.
Right, and then we also talked about potentially asking the school systems what they
Yeah,
needed.
True.
So I think if we have the money, I think, I think my recommendation and my suggestion is we ask Brian to speak with the town accountant, see what we have for funds, and bring this up at the next meeting to be able to solidify the sponsorship.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I agree, and in the interim, I will make that call to the town, just to confirm, because I did not get any indication over the summer, because the money all comes to us based upon people parking illegally in handicapped spots, then whatever the fine is comes to our commission. But I didn't get any report over the summer as to any.
Well, I was a dog on a bone this past summer. I was down the Nubble at least 2-3 times a week,
Wow.
and I was calling them constantly.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
there's one.
I called them one time.
One particular officer and I who became quite friendly, and I would text him and say, "There's another one.
That's
I
a
see
great idea
more.
because-
There's another one," because you're there every day.
Right.
And yeah.
And they shouldn't
so-
be there without the permit and.
No,
the money-
no,
the money
and
helps us.
and
Wow.
I know we get money out of it, so we should have a fair amount of money.
What time is it? I was gonna say, we could ask the accountant right now, but she's
I
gone.
think she's gone.
Okay.
I would also like to make a motion, Brian, if I could.
To do what?
I'd like to make a motion that we look into purchasing a table, 6-foot table skirt for us to be able to use for events.
I second that motion. I think that's very important. We're moving in the direction now, Brian, especially with Lisa and Steve on the committee now that are, very active, that we need more marketing materials because there's going to be more events that we're going to be at, and I think we definitely need a skirt, at least a table skirt.
And just so you know, can I speak on that behalf?
No.
Speak about the skirt, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
that's what I'm talking. So with regards to the skirt, my discount is actually $50 off. They're normally $225, and they're doing it for us for $175.
Who's this, Signature?
Yeah,
Okay.
Signature, they're great.
Yeah, they are.
So we ordered everything through them,
Okay.
and I know that they would, if you wanted me to order it for you guys, I'm sure that they would give you my discount, if that helps.
Can we put that order in now, Brian, or you still want to, because it's like $185, or do you want to look at the balance?
It's $175,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Well, I will check the balance. I think that we've got the $175. So all in favor of the motion to purchase a table skirt for $175 or thereabouts, say aye.
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 Raymond said aye, too.
Unanimous.
Ray, are you okay with this donation you want to give to the Stroke Buddies?
Yeah,
Okay, we're gonna find out what the balance is, like Brian said, and then we'll vote on it, our next meeting.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah, our next meeting is May 26th.
is that the holiday weekend? I hope not.
Yeah,
it is.
well, I think it might be.
Well, we,
Actually, Brian, that might be Memorial Day.
that might not,
We not actually have a meeting.
That is Memorial Day, my friend.
yeah, we should meet, why don't we meet the week before? No, we can't do that? Sue, can we,
I can.
I just think it's to get the vote in on this,
I'll do that too.
since it's already gonna be past a month already, that,
I move that we change the May 26th meeting of the Council on Disabilities to May 19th if we can find a space.
Yeah, I have to check the calendar for the planning board, because they're the ones who meet in the annex, which is why we can't be there today. So I will have to check the calendar and then let everybody know
okay?
where it's going to be. I don't have a problem with changing the date. If everybody else is in agreement, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And then I'll check
Yeah, I
where we're
agree.
gonna meet.
Yep, Steve says yes, I say yes, that's fine.
Yeah.
And Ray says
Ray
okay.
says yes.
Guys on it, so.
Thanks.
So,
Okay.
So we're
so
looking
we'll
at May
change
19th.
the meeting, the date for the next meeting
Yes,
will be May 19 of 2025, and I will determine in the interim where we're gonna meet.
Sounds good.
It'll either be the town hall annex or the select board meeting room. Or maybe out in the lawn because it's such beautiful weather now.
Yeah,
That's right.
Can't do that because we don't have the remote microphones and cameras, so
right.
it'll be in one of the two rooms. So one of the other things that I wanted to talk about was Martin and I have been having conversations about wheelchairs and what is required for people who need wheelchairs to go through to even purchase one. And you have to get measured for a wheelchair. It's particularly true if you're going to get a power chair, but it's sometimes true for a manual chair. You have to have measurements done, and that doesn't happen overnight.
did-
Did you get?
Spalding, I'll tell you about it, yeah? Yeah, you're right, you're right, Brian.
And then there's timing for the delivery because you might say, all right, I've been measured today, I want it delivered tomorrow. Well, that doesn't
That's
happen.
not gonna happen.
They told me 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
I said, you said that.
Yeah, you have to factor in all these things before you can get a chair.
Right.
It's like you have to shop and say what kind of chair you want. And then you have to contact the company, and then you have to get a date for them to come and measure, and then you have to get a date for the delivery. And then when all this is going on, before you actually sign on the dotted line, you have to figure out how you're going to pay for it. And sometimes Medicare might help, sometimes Medicaid might help, sometimes your bank account helps.
Yeah,
But you have to figure out the funding source
sure.
for a new chair. And then, and then you've got to think about, hopefully the wheelchair warranty bill, which is up for a hearing tomorrow
Yes,
at 10 a.m., hopefully that will get
Yeah,
passed
I hope so.
eventually.
I hope so. That really needs to be passed, and I've been putting a lot of, I know, as my role in the rehab department, we've been really pushing our legislatures to assist with that on many levels.
It seems like there's a really strong lobby against it, though. Is that true, Sue?
Strong lobby against it, yeah, from insurers, because they don't want to pay. As it is now, government-sponsored, so Mass Health, Medicare, TRICARE for veterans, either non-active veterans and Veterans Association, they only have to pay for one chair every 5 years. And you need to show proof that you have failed at other levels of locomotion. So you need to be able to prove that you have tried rolling walker, braces,
Right.
whatever your level of locomotion is, in order, like, you've got to prove you can't use a manual chair or a power assist in order to get a power chair. Power chairs are extremely difficult to get approved.
And many times that requires you visiting your primary care physician.
Multiple times, right? And then a PT, and an OT, and a chair vendor, and a physiatrist, and, it's very, very difficult. So all those levels don't want to see that happen.
Okay.
Insurances don't want to see that happen. Chair vendors themselves, some are against it because they can make a lot of money by not having to cover your chair for 5 years.
Yeah.
Because any of you that are in a chair, Brian and Martin surely know this much better than I, you lose a break, that's a big money. You have to wait for it to get approved, or you're going to pay that out of pocket, or then you have to set up a time for the vendor to come fix it. So they're not easy fixes. So vendors aren't necessarily pro it, but healthcare providers and end users certainly are pro. So.
I have shared with some of you my nightmare story, but my power chair, it was the day of my son's wedding, and I was all strapped into my power chair, ready to go outside. for the ceremony, which was in the yard, and the reception, which was in our field. And the moment I went to move the chair, it died.
Wow.
Wow.
And then therefore it had to be put into my manual chair and dragged around the yard. But it took months to get, number one, to get somebody from New Motion to come and look at the chair, diagnose the problem. Then it took more weeks to have the part delivered. Then it took more weeks to have a technician come out and install the part. So one of the things, and P.S., the warranty on the chair had expired a week or so before.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
of course it did.
the
That's
event
another thing.
occurred.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, the new warranty bill would extend the warranty period beyond that 1 year period.
Yeah,
So I have sent emails to Senator Rodriguez and Representative Ouellette, and they are both very supportive of it.
yep.
As she was discussed, there are a lot of powerful people who do not want to see this bill pass.
Yeah. So keep our fingers crossed,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
see, hope we get somewhere with that.
Yep. Okay, anybody have any final thoughts
I do.
before?
Oh,
Who's
he,
that?
Martin always does.
But Brian, I just,
We never hear from you. But
listen, I mentioned to Brian, he doesn't recall, but he will when I mention this now, that Anders was our vice chairperson or
Yeah.
vice president, whatever. So I think we should have a vice for the times when Brian can't make it. Remember that happened a couple of weeks ago when I kind of ad hoc and impromptu kind of ran it. So I don't know who wants.
I nominate Martin.
Oh,
I
come
second.
on.
I second it.
I would love to do it because, you know, I'm here all the time and accessible to Brian and all that kind of stuff, so I'll be very happy to do it, unless you wanted to do it, Steve, but you kind of
No, it's all
knew
you,
at it,
buddy.
so I figured, you know, if you don't
Yeah.
mind. Ray, you don't mind if I take the vice president position?
Unless Ray wants it.
Unless Ray wants it. You're the most, you're the longest one on the
That's
board.
right.
Oh,
Emily,
that's what Brian says.
yeah, I support it, or you could be my J.D. Vance to my Donald.
Oh, my God. So insulting.
All in favor of having Martin as the vice chairman of our commission, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Nobody?
Nope.
All right. No opposition, the motion is passed, and Martin, you are now our.
Yay, thank you. Thank you. I take it with great pride and humility, and will do the best I can for you.
On the
One of the
clock
first things
is-
I'm going to do is have that grandfather clock removed
Now
from,
he can boss us around.
into the back of the room over at Brian so that we can talk to him when it goes off every 15 minutes.
Does that give you permission to boss us around now?
Oh,
To
yeah.
do what?
You have the permission to boss us around?
No.
He's been doing that for years.
Never. Maybe.
Sit on this side.
On second thought, definitely.
Men swinging distance.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's final thoughts. Anybody else?
Who wants to help find those pieces of equipment for Saturday?
That's gonna be
anybody
a
know
little,
where they
if I had
are?
my truck,
Ah.
I'd go to every place and pick it up, but I can't now.
I might be able to get us a truck to pick
Okay.
it up.
But we need a
We just
strong
need
body
to
to pick it
know,
up.
right, I just need
Where
to
it
know
is.
where it is.
Oh, it's in the basement of the town hall. It's in the
Is it basement
here.
of the town hall or is it at Chris's? Is it?
Last time I saw it was the basement of town hall.
All right, after we're done here, I'll take a walk down if I'm.
You know that messy
walk
room that's
there.
down there? I think there's.
Yeah, we can take a walk down and see what
tables
we've
and
got.
things. Yeah,
Yeah, we can
Okay.
go check it out.
it's just sitting there kind of unfortunate, you know, so.
Okay.
And Moby mat, I guess you can get, I've got Moby mats at my house, but they're in a big round.
Yeah, see if we can get just one,
You get-
just to show
We
people.
better get a piece from Chris, as you mentioned,
Chris's,
instead
yeah,
of coming
I think he's
to
got it.
the house. We'd have to cut it up and it would make a mess. All right, I don't know what else you wanted, pictures on?
No, no, let's see what
online?
we've got. I'll look at
Do it.
pictures online to see
You
if there's
mentioned about the
anything.
ramps, I don't know what that is.
Remember we had portable ramps?
Oh, those are mine, yeah.
Oh, those
my
were your
ones.
personal ones.
But I can bring
Oh.
them as a show.
I lost them.
Why
Yeah,
not?
just, as those, I mean, those are things that we've done in the past, is let people, haven't we bought ramps for people? I feel like I've bought
We
ramps for
talked
people.
about this. I thought it'd
Did
be
we
nice to
not?
have, people always, we've had several requests, because there's a quick situation where somebody's coming out of a hospital, they gotta go into that back in the house, and the father can't get in there, right, he's in the wheelchair. So I thought it'd be nice to order, and have it somewhere, but we don't know where to put it, and like, how big do you get it? I mean, everybody's house is different.
Yeah,
People
right.
just- So I happen to have maybe a 10-foot section, two separate, I mean, they're professional ramps. They're just separate metal ones, and we let somebody near Sanford Road borrow.
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was thinking, yeah.
But they can only really work on a lower number
Yeah,
of
like a
stairs.
one or two
because you
step
don't
up.
want that
Right, you can't have
steep-
that
You
angle.
know, you gotta know
Right, so
that.
we can skip that, but maybe we can
Okay.
just show some things that we've got.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, Brian.
I'm just writing down all the suggestions.
But we still didn't come to, you'll be able to get a truck or whatever, and what do you want to do? Steve, can you help or no?
Yeah, let's go see
Yeah.
what we can do, and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'll see if I can't
I mean, I'll
get,
go too, but I can't lift things up, you know what I'm saying? Other
I can
do-
definitely lift the thing.
I can lift some things up with Stephen.
I don't know, yes, two of you, yeah, I know that. I meant you two, I didn't mean me, I meant,
Yeah.
I just come along and watch, you know?
Yeah, that's okay.
That's what, a vi-
Process.
That's what you're good
that's what a
at.
vice chair does, you know?
Vice chair does that, right? To come and yell at us, boss us around.
Okay,
Martin, when Rick comes back, you can ask him about throwing a bunch of the stuff in the trunk of his Jaguar.
he'll love that. Or better yet, on the roof.
Yeah.
Okay,
Any other suggestions that anybody wants to make? Final thoughts?
I don't think so.
All right. Our next meeting, as we've discussed, will be May 19, 2025, at 3:45. I will have to figure out where we're going to be, but I will let everybody know.
Okay,
And finally, I have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye, Brian.